What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Alienware M18 with a 700M gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're checking out some Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. I think we'll just do the same thing we did on the GPT Advantage. We'll try high. I mean, unless it defaults to high, then maybe we'll try ultra or just maxing it out real quick, since it does have 16 gigs of VRAM and it is a higher end laptop. But yeah, I think it'd be best to just stick with high or very high or something like that and not just go to ultra settings. But we will try turning on some enhanced ray tracing just like we did on the GT Advantage. And it actually handled it all right, better than I thought. As long as you don't want to do native 1440, that didn't go so well. But put a little upscaling on and at least stayed over 30. Same thing with the 1080p. But this thing's more powerful, so we should do even better here. And it has even more powerful ray tracing support too. So why don't we go hop on in and let's see what it can do. So, we're gonna start off at 1080p, native. And when we switch over to the camera recorded gameplay for the screen, we'll do 1200p. But we'll start off the same thing we did, almost. I'm glad I caught that. We wouldn't have been doing the same at all, and I would have been like, oh my god, this thing really destroys the G15 Advantage, not knowing I didn't have ray tracing on. But there we go, now it is fair apples to apples. See, I'm glad I noticed that shit. Otherwise, I'd notice it now and be like, son of a bitch. But anyway, let's go ahead, hop on into the, well, not game, not yet. We're going to do a quick benchmark first. So, right off the rip, we actually averaged over 60, not bad. But we all knew this was a much more powerful GPU and system. It also costs us significantly much more, so I'd be pretty angry if it actually lost to the GPD Advantage. And sometimes, even though it wins in FPS, back in the day, it used to lose because it would stutter like no tomorrow. But it's been being pretty good about that lately. I think some advice some guy gave me worked quite well, like 99.9% of the time. Every once in a while, there'll still be a game that'll cause that weird hiccuping stuff, but most of the time, it's like it is in this video.
Hold fast! She's on us! Can you see her? Man the cannons! Our helmsman's dead! Someone take the wheel! Bring us close! It's legal! Fight to the end! Flames! Get in there, you mongrel! Sod it! Damn!
So now, let's turn on upscaling. Because it was already doing a pretty decent job before. Obviously, it didn't stay at 60 plus all the time when you're already barely at an average of 60, but it's still way better than 30 and 40 constantly, right? So now, we're going to just turn on some upscaling. Use the same quality first, since you don't really want to go too much lower than that when you're already at a low 1080p resolution. But alright, it's benchmark time. So, now we averaged 89 FPS. Not bad at all. I think that's the kind of stuff we were getting on the GPD Advantage once we turned off upscaling. Or not upscaling, but ray tracing, excuse me. We basically needed upscaling the whole time on everything to get 60 plus on that GPD Advantage. As did we did on all the rest of the handhelds and stuff. But the GPD Advantage is getting a little long in the tooth, but it's still a pretty competent mid-range laptop as long as, you know, it's not a really horrible port or you know, done on Unreal Engine 5. Then it kind of falls on its face.
Follow and I'll kill you.
Come on, mate. We're off to a bad start. We could work together on this. It's 100 leagues or more to Havana. Will you walk that distance?
Keep your distance!
Gosh, git. Where's he running to?
Now let's try turning ray tracing just off, just at a native 1080p, just using the XeSS for some aliasing. I think it does a little better than the native or AMD's version. And alright, we've already reached the bottom, so let's go run that bench. So this time, 82 FPS, which should be fine most of the time. Now, I'm not going to lie, there could still be a spot here and there where it does drop under 60, but I don't think it'd happen that often. So I think you could play like this, no problem, without any upscaling or anything. But hey, if you wanted a little extra butter on top, we'll try the upscaling too. But first, let's go see what this can do.
Forget what I said. We can start over.
Off, you vulture!
This one vanishes into shadow. And now we've drawn swords, mate. I'm beginning to think you're not keen on my aid.
My business bears greater purpose than a thief like you could comprehend. I warned you.
Why the ill temper? Hiding something? don't have to fight. Let's make a deal.
Filthy cat purse!
That looks painful.
Die, you leech!
So now let's see what happens just for fun. It didn't really need it that much, but we'll see what it can do anyway with a little upscaling. And I think after that, we just moved on to 1440 because I don't think there was any point in dropping it down to medium like I did on the G15 Advantage. I think this defaulted to medium too, but as you can see, this one didn't really need it. Still needed some help at some settings with upscaling, but as soon as you turned ray tracing off, then it was like, all right, cool, what's next? Now, once we get to 1440, that might change, but hey, maybe it'll be able to handle that no problem too, but we won't find out yakking here. Let's go do that bench. So, now we got 100 average FPS, plenty for a game like this, and it still looks pretty much identical on such a little screen. Like, if you really pixel peep, there's definitely some issues if you really look fur in the distance, but if you're just kind of trying to play the game, it doesn't look that bad to me anyway. I'm sure plenty of people would disagree with me, saying, no, it looks like garbage, how could you play like that? It's the worst experience in the world. Oh my god, you're so poor, why don't you have an expensive computer? Stuff like that. There's always going to be somebody like that out there, but hey, as long as it works good enough for you, that's all that really should matter. But anyway, let's go hop on in, see what it can do.
This bleeding rock. That schooner'll do me just fine. If only I can preserve some of its crew.
Try it, you bleeding pirate! You'll hang for the mess you made out there!
Sir, I had nothing to do with this attack. My crew and I have merely anchored to water and resupply.
Hold it! Stop them!
Give me one reason I shouldn't lend you a scowl.
Take my sugar. Take anything you like.
So, now I figured screw it. Instead of dropping the settings like we did on the G15 Advantage, I figured I'd turn a couple more up a little bit. Still relying on upscaling though, but turning ray tracing back on for one, turning a couple of things up to high, that were at medium, still leaving one or two things like fog on medium. I don't really care what fog quality does, and I left deformation on medium too. But either way, now let's go run a quick bench. So, we averaged 89 with my settings, which is pretty dang close to what we got at the beginning when we were doing the ray tracing the way it was doing, just I believe on high preset. So not bad at all. I think we lost what? I think didn't that average 91 or 92? So we lost like 3 FPS or something like that. Not too bad, considering now we get to have a couple more settings up high, and we still get great FPS. Sucks we have to rely on upscaling at all, but hey, it is what it is. If you want ray tracing, you kind of have to do that most of the time.
By God's grace, sir, you saved me. A profusion of thanks.
Is that yours?
It is my vessel, yes. But here lies its poor captain, and I have no art for sailing.
I can pilot her myself, no mind.
You don't mean to abscond with my ship, do you?
I'm Duncan. What's your name, friend?
Steed Bonnet.
Well, Mr. Bonnet, let this stay twixt us. But I'm on a secret errand for His Majesty the King, God save him, and I must get to Havana with speed.
Ah, that is a relief, sir. Havana is also my destination. Our ways lie together.
Natural allies, then.
You put me at ease, sir. To think I took you for a pirate when you first appeared.
Did you?
Yes. You have uncommon way of handling yourself. Quick and easy, if I may say. Gave me quite a fright. But all things considered, I think it's turned out to be a rather fortuitous day, hasn't it? Lacking a rowboat, I'm afraid we'll have to swim to my ship.
Hardly the worst thing to happen.
So, here we go. We're going to start 1440p now. We'll start off the same way. Just native, with ray tracing, and all that stuff. Now, if I remember correctly, it doesn't do quite so well anymore. I think it barely averages 30 FPS, like 28 or 31 or something like that. So, as you can probably guess, less than stellar results once you get into the real game. And there's explosions happening, or fighting with ships, and all of that stuff. Just doesn't go very well. But hey, we'll go run a bunch anyway. Maybe I'm misremembering. Wow, no, it did much better than I was expecting. But I think it still had some spots where it dropped under 30. But I don't believe it dropped all the way down to the 20s. I must have been misremembering, and that must have been the G15 advantage, or something else that I was playing on, like the Firebat I did today as well. But alrighty, now why don't we go do some actual gameplay?
Hold fast! She's on us!
Can you see her? Man the cannons!
Our helmsman's dead! Someone take the wheel! Bring us close! This fleet will fight to the end! Fire! We'll give a good broadside! Ready! The magazine! It's going out! Douse the flames! Get in there, you mongrel!
Is it dangerous? Edward? Privateering, is it dangerous?
Wouldn't... Sod it!
Damn!
So, now, what happens if we turn on a little upscaling? If we already got 52, we could actually probably average 60 plus now. Will it drop under 60 at some points? Probably, but we can at least average 60 plus probably. So, let's quickly go through these settings, and then we'll run a bench, and I guess we'll find out at least somewhat whether that's true. But we'll still get gameplay too, because obviously the benchmark's not going to tell the whole story. They never do. And some are better than others. Some will gaslight you into thinking, oh man, I'm going to get like 100 FPS. Then you get in there and you get like 40. But anyway, let's get into the game. Well, we absolutely averaged over 60. We got 91. Because we were able to use balanced upscaling since we're at 1440p now, and it does not look nearly as bad as it does when you're trying to do a base of 1080p and using balanced. Now, sometimes you can still get a FPS uptick, but a lot of times it doesn't do much, and just makes your game look worse. And you're like, huh, why the heck would I want to do that? So that's why I don't usually do that at a base of 1080. But all right, to the game.
Follow and I'll kill you!
Come on, mate. We're off to a bad start. We could work together on this. It's 100 leagues or more to Havana. Will you walk that distance?
Keep your distance!
Get.
Now let's see what happens if we just turn ray tracing off. At least I think. Maybe on this one, since these computers are more powerful, maybe I tried the standard too, but I think I just skipped right to off. If I remember to go to the next screen, I guess we'll find out. Sometimes I just forget, and it gets really annoying. Nope, we went over there, good. So no, we did turn the ray tracing off, and we're at native 1440. I still don't think we'll average 60, or if we do, it'll be 60, 61, 62, and we'll still maybe have some drops. But I bet you it'll do just fine once we have the upscaling. Either way, it's benchmark time. Hey, we did get 64, but like I said, it's kind of like a hollow 64. Like, yeah, you average 64, but doesn't matter when you're more often than not in the mid-50s, and sometimes even low 40s. Well, that's when I think it was more like high 40s, like 48, 47, something like that. But only in some spots. A lot of the times it's in the 60s and 50s, high 50s. So, hey, we're going to hop in right now, and you guys will see exactly how it plays.
Forget what I said. We can start over.
Off, you vulture!
This one vanishes into shadow. And now we've drawn swords, mate. I'm beginning to think you're not keen on my aid.
My business bears greater purpose than a thief like you could comprehend. I warned you.
Why the ill temper? Hiding something? We don't have to fight. Let's make a deal.
Filthy cutpurse!
That looks painful.
Die, you leech!
So next up, we gotta turn that upscaling on instead of just using the anti-aliasing. So now we're doing balanced again, as we usually do when we are doing 1440, because quality usually doesn't help enough, I've noticed. Alright, we just reached the bottom. What do you say we do a quick bench and then we'll do a little more gameplay? So, 102 average, plenty for gameplay in such a game. Now, does it suck we have to use upscaling to get it? A little bit, but hey. It's still cool that it's an option. Since this thing is slightly older now, it's nice to be able to still be able to be like, oh man, I have to go get another $3,000 laptop. That's why I always tell people, don't get laptops or handhelds. If you do not need the portability, they're just not worth it.
Now to find my way off this bleeding rock. That schooner'll do me just fine. If only I can preserve some of its crew.
Our destination is Havana. I'm just a merchant.
Quiet, you bleeding pirate! You'll hang for the mess you made out there!
I had nothing to do with this attack. My crew and I have merely anchored to water and resupply.
Hold it! Stop them!
Give me one reason I shouldn't bend your skull.
Take my sugar! Take anything you like! By God's grace, sir, you saved me. A profusion of thanks.
So now I figured, what the heck, we'd go ahead just like we did at 1080p and do what settings I'd run at 1440. So basically the same thing. Same upscaling and all that. Got ray tracing on too. We turned some all characters hair strands to high and a bunch of other things up to high. I think we left, yeah, one or two things on medium still, but now it's mostly a all high experience with some ray tracing. But alright, let's go see how it benches. So, we averaged 91. I think that's about what we did when we were at 1080p. Didn't it get 89 or 92 or something like that? So, not bad at all. I think it ends up being about the same resolution at the end of the day. I still could be wrong about that, but that would explain why it's very similar in the FPS department. But alright, why don't we go get some real gameplay, and then we'll switch it up and get a little camera recorded gameplay.
Duncan here. Welcome aboard, Duncan. She's a modest schooner, but well suited to my purpose, trafficking cargo from my plantation and such.
She'll do fine.
If you are so inclined, you may steer her yourself. My helmsman and quartermaster were among those killed.
Ready yourselves, lads. The Spanish Navy hunts in packs, and we make for Havana.
Ahoy!
Has a good feel. We'll first strike to half sail to get ourselves moving.
Ah, there's a tug of the wind at my hair. I find a bracing comfort in the feel and smell of the ocean. The raw stink of possibility.
That's a top way of seeing it, mate. There's a strong wind now. Let's strike to full, shall we?
We've really opened it up now, haven't we? Ha ha! Oh, what a magnificent creature! You're a natural sailor, Duncan.
I did a decent trick at the helm some time ago. 2 years before the mast as a privateer.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure. How marvelous.
I've seen my share of strangeness, aye.
Lively Havana. I've been here once before. It was a truly awful pleasure.
See someone you know?
No, just putting on a friendly face. I shouldn't want to be mistaken for a pirate again.
Right. Flash rogue like yourself must be cautious.
Yeah. Mad to think Spain and England were at war 2 years ago, isn't it? Here I am, bartering with Spaniards like they were my cousins. Something wrong, Duncan?
No, it's nothing. Sand in my hambit. So where's the best squad in town? I'm dying for a quick kip. Or a siesta, should I say.
I'm just headed to a public house now to meet some merchants. I could show you the way.
Well, lead on.
hope you'll tarry a bit while I conduct my meeting. It'd be a great relief to have a man of your stature nearby, in case of a misunderstanding.
I can hang about. I might have a drink.
Splendid. A drink. Gracious. What a revolting sight.
They don't take kindly to pirates here, do they? Wonder how many stolen reals bought these men this perch. Hola, ladies.
You don't know these women, do you?
No, they charge money for that kind of privilege. Few dozen reals for every hour of knowing. Keen to meet them.
No, goodness no, I'm a married man.
Married men are their forte, mate.
Me vendría bien uno.
I should acquire a blade for myself, Duncan. Just as you have. Perhaps a small dagger would suit me. Oh, we'll be quite the pair, you and I. Twin devil.
Well, alright, let's get a little camera recorder gameplay here. Keep the settings odd run. I think I already got everything.
There's no thanks to you that I'm back. You can thank Duncan here. Welcome aboard, Duncan. She's a modest schooner, but well suited to my purpose, trafficking cargo from my plantation and such.
She'll do fine.
If you are so inclined, you may steer her yourself. My helmsman and quartermaster were among those killed.
Ready yourselves, lads. The Spanish Navy hunts in packs, and we make for Havana. Has a good feel. We'll first strike to half sail to get ourselves moving.
Ah, there's a tug of the wind at my hair. I find a bracing comfort in the feel and smell of the ocean. The raw stink of possibility.
That's a top way of seeing it, mate. There's a strong wind now. Let's strike to fall, shall we?
We've really opened it up now, haven't we? Ha ha! Oh, what a magnificent creature! You're a natural sailor, Duncan.
I did a decent trick at the helm some time ago. 2 years before the mast as a privateer.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure. How marvelous.
I've seen my share of strangeness, aye.
Lively Havana. I've been here once before. It was a truly awful pleasure.
See someone you know?
No. Just putting on a friendly face. I shouldn't want to be mistaken for a pirate again.
Right. Flash rogue like yourself must be cautious.
Yeah. Mad to think think Spain and England were at war 2 years ago, isn't it? Here I am, bartering with Spaniards like they were my cousins. Nothing wrong, Duncan?
No, it's nothing. Sand in my hampers. So where's the best squad in town? I'm dying for a quick kip. Or a siesta, should I say.
I'm just headed to a public house now to meet some merchants. I could show you the way.
Well, lead on.
I hope you'll tarry a bit while I conduct my meeting. It'd be a great relief to have a man of your stature nearby in case of a misunderstanding.
I can hang about. I might have a drink.
Splendid. A drink. Gracious. What a revolting sight.
But they don't take kindly to pirates here, do they? Wonder how many stolen reals bought these men this purge. Hola, ladies.
You don't know these women, do you?
No, they charge money for that kind of privilege. A few dozen reals for every hour of knowing. Keen to meet them?
No, goodness no, I'm a married man.
Married men of their forte, mate.
I should acquire a blade for myself, Duncan, just as you have. Perhaps a small dagger would suit me. Oh, we'll be quite the pair, you and I. Twin devils.
Anyway, let us move on.
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, and wow, I had to play quite a few times and it took longer than I thought. And it's now 5:20 in the AM. I'm definitely not doing any video editing today, but I can just do that tomorrow. And I'm definitely not playing this game at all tomorrow. I'm not gonna start making videos at 5:20 AM, but that's fine. That means I can just chill after I'm done, just take the day off, play some more Forza, have some fun. Not like I'm not having fun with this too, but I can't play anymore anyway. The Nouveau and all that. But it played pretty damn well here too, even with ray tracing, as long as you don't want a constant 60 without upscaling. But as long as you include a little upscaling, you can even have your ray tracing. Now, we didn't max the game completely out, of course, but since this thing's not exactly the most highest top of the line thing anymore, it's not horrible by any means, but there's quite a few laptops that are above this. So I figured, let's just go with high. And then when I did my settings on this one, I at least messed with a couple things. I didn't just do medium plus upscaling like I did on the GVT Advantage. But in any case though, that's all for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys. And I'd do a peace out, but unfortunately, that pinky and all. So instead, left-handed peace out, and until the next video.